I've been staring at this for hours. But what does it all mean? I got it. You have likely heard of Nier Automata, as well as many others, and I have a good feeling that they are probably good things. For example, the story, the characters, the art, the feature in the game where you can explode the character's clothes off on demand. These Steam reviews are starting to make a lot more sense now. But that's besides the point, and I know you may be asking right now, what's the point of this? So you can make shitty, hot anime Android jokes in a shitty YouTube video? And my answer to that is yet to be determined. But I knew from the moment I started this game, I had to talk about it if it was the last thing I do. Anime. It seems you either love it or you hate it nowadays. At least from what I can tell. Now I'm not the biggest anime fan in the world, but I've played my fair share of 100+ hour RPGs. More or less what I'm trying to say is that I've been around the block in this infamous genre style? Shady representation of a real life country? You get what I mean. But Nier, it's more than just an anime game. No, it's more than just a hack and slash, or a Square Enix game, or a Platinum Games game. If Final Fantasy was a kiddie pool of anime games, then this is a Mariana Trench. Okay. I realize I may be exaggerating, but I'm clearly not the only one who is fascinated with this game, nor am I the most passionate. Moral of the story, this game is a once-in-a-lifetime game, but I realize that saying that is just one thing, and I can't get to the core by just explaining the surface. So let us begin digging. So, remember when I said this game isn't just a hack and slash? Well, of course you do. You're not stupid, I think. Well, this game starts off with some good old space invaders, but worry not, because then it turns to asteroids. But then it turns into a 2D platformer. Then it's a hack and slash. Make up your goddamn mind! But you see, this is not particularly alarming, because this game has multiple genres of gameplay, and it's geniusly implemented at that. You obviously enter this game expecting a hack and slash, because what else would you expect? It's Platinum Games, for Christ's sake. But when you're thrown in, they choose the most easy to grasp gameplay genre at disposal, besides one I'll refrain to talking about for the moment. And not to mention, no long cutscene, no walk and talk, just a quick loading screen, some exposition, then boom, plain dude, friends get murdered, that's it. But back to the topic at hand. The first genre, I feel, it's good. It's simple, yet it throws you off and tells you this game is not what you see at face value. There's more than meets the eye. And yes, it's true the gameplay genre kind of switches, but the actual gameplay at hand never fully switches per se. Okay, what I mean by that is, your mech may shoot, but it also has a melee, dodge, and the movement feels consistent. Now look at on foot. Melee, dodge, tiny gun robot, consistent movement, different genre, but you are still more or less the same character. And not to mention, this, to an extent, goes beyond the gameplay. For example, the loading screen is shown to be more or less a boot-up screen. The perk-esque things are chips, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. And this is all thanks to the character being an android, by the way. Now that's not particularly strange, I'm well aware. We've been playing as mighty mechs of otherworldly destruction ever since Mega Man rocked his way into the NES. Even Samus has a power suit 99 to 100% of your playthrough of Metroid. But it all comes down to the specifics. You don't load your game, 2B boots up. You don't change your perks, you change your chips. You don't die and respawn. Your character literally backs up her consciousness and gets a new body. Now I call this liquid game design. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, the game is designed in a way where settings, mechanics, etc. make sense inside and outside of the game world. Now as an example, let's take Skyrim and Borderlands 2. In one, you respawn by just kind of waking up where you saved. In the other, you're reborn as a clone of your former self, with the game even charging and mocking you for it.
The Hyperion Corporation suggests, live!
One feels more video gamey, oops, I died, now move back 10 spaces, where the other makes you feel more pathetic, being mocked, depraved, demoralizing. It matches the themes of Borderlands 2's chaotic, depraved nature. Hey, now speaking of themes... So even after the first ending of this game, you can probably tell there's more than meets the eye. And I know you may be asking, what do you mean, first ending? The end of the game is just the end of the game, and there may be variations at most, but that's just the end of the game. Now that's a very reasonable thought to have, you stupid piece of shit, but this game is not like the other games. This game is quirky. So I'm just gonna do a little spoiler warning real quick. Sound the tornado sirens. Call your moms. Everyone evacuate, cause spoiler warning. And so past this point, we're gonna discuss some middle game and very vague late game things. If you have not played this game, even if it's been spoiled for you, you have no reason not to still. This game is phenomenal and available on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and even Steam. There will be some spoilers for after you pass the first ending, but even if I do spoil it for you, please do not feel discouraged from buying this game. You will not regret it, I promise you. Okay everybody, so now that we have that out of the way, let's continue where we last left off. So, when you beat this game, you will be like, what the hell was that? That was almost nothing. But then you'll have a Square Enix slap you in the face just saying, it was just a prank, bro, I swear. Please continue the game. Please restart your save file. And, now I'm no Nier historian, but from what I've heard through the grapevine, I believe this is to be a carryover from the prior entries in the Nier quote-unquote series. Oh yeah, the prior Nier games. History lesson time. So long ago, in the long-forgotten year of 2004, it all started with a little game called Drakengard. It was a brand new PS2 fantasy game released by Square Enix. And now, a man named Yoko Taro was the director of this game, and legend goes, he one day watched Evangelion.
You have one new message. Hey, this is Phil from the Small Wiener Club. Sorry to get back to you so late. I just finished reviewing your application and information you sent in, but I am sorry to say that I don't think I can allow you to join our group. From what I'm looking at, your wiener is massive. I mean...
Now, he was so blown away and fascinated by the show, and, like anyone would, made the development team add a new joke ending in a homage to the show. Now here's the little pop quiz for y'all at home. What happened next, would you say? 1. The ending was forgotten to time. being shrugged off by most as a neat little ending and nothing more. 2. It became an in-joke among the fandom and developers alike, having endings in future game installments that pay direct homage to the ending. Or 3. The joke ending of this obscure PS2 game got a sequel directly building off the ending in the form of 2 whole-ass games, Pokemon Duel release style, named Nier Replicant and Nier Gestalt, in 2010 on Xbox 360 and PS3 respectively. Well, the answer was actually 1. Psyche was the third one all along. Now, jokes aside, I have no clue how, out of all things to happen, the joke ending of this fantasy game released for the PS2 got a whole-ass sequel. That's like Silent Hill 2's dog ending have a spin-off of like a pet simulator or something.
お前の仕業だったのか?
Anyways, Nier Gestalt and Replicant came out in Japan, with Gestalt being the only one released outside. Then, about 7 years later, Nier Automata comes out, and chokeholds the video game scene with how amazing it is. Now that's just the release timeline, but if you want me to get into the game lore timeline... Yeah, no. Anyways, coming back from our side tangent, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26 endings. 1 for each letter of the alphabet, to be exact. And that might sound like a lot, and that's because it is. But do not be deterred, because while some endings can be as hard as collecting every weapon and upgrading it to max capacity, for like a super hard level 99 boss fight at the end of the game, some can also be as easy as basically committing robo-seppuku at home. You can even accidentally get one of these endings mid-game and just have the game end on you and have no clue what happened. But it's not hard to tell that these are more or less joke endings. 21 to be exact. The real meat are the 5 primary endings, and 2 are required to get the other 3. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I really know why they did this ending thing, because I don't. If I had to guess, it reminds me most of the different entries in a series, or different episodes of a show or movie series. But in all honesty, it's probably just Yokotaro being Yokotaro, and that's no insult. This man is genuinely a genius on a different wavelength. No, the whole team is just a masterclass of creators. I applaud them. Wait, wasn't I supposed to be discussing themes this whole time? I apologize. Anyways, let me double check my notes. Maybe there's something I can that can help me uncover the theme of this game. There's nothing. No, seriously. There's nothing. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say this game doesn't have a theme or a message. Quite the contrary, actually. I believe this game's message is to not dictate your whole existence to something that someone else tells you to dictate your whole existence to. Your meaning is what you make of it, not what someone else tells you to make of it. So don't dedicate your existence to something out of your control, whether it's anger, fear, vengeance, or even desire. Because we all don't really truly know why we were created, and we don't even know why things have the gift of life. But what meaning you see within it, and what you put your gift of life towards, is up to you and nobody else. But moral of the story, your life is your own life, and what you do with it and what you see in it should not be determined by someone else or something else. But don't let someone tell you what to believe and what your value is, because life is priceless, and the only truth in this world is that you exist. And everything else is up for you to decide, and nobody else. Alright, now I may be completely wrong, but I feel like the complexity of this game is honestly intentional. And what you see in this game is as true as what anybody else sees in this game. And I personally believe that works in the game's favor. This game is truly a piece of art, and I feel like every little piece of this game was placed there intentionally. And I hope this game is remembered for years to come as one of the greatest games of all time, honestly. So, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope, deep down in my heart, that I actually gave this game the justice it deserves. But all I can do is try my best, just like all we all can do, is just try our best. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.